Welcome in. Thanks for joining us for the WHHI Daily News, where we strive to bring you more Lowcountry news more often. I'm Bob Stevens. By now, you're well aware that President Joe Biden has announced he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race a little more than 100 days before Election Day. You're probably also aware that he is endorsing his Vice President, Kamala Harris, to take over at the top of the ticket. But now, Lowcountry Congresswoman Nancy Mace, who suggested last week that Biden should also resign as president if he were going to drop out of the race, is saying she's going to file paperwork to have Harris invoke the 25th Amendment to the Constitution to strip Biden of his presidency as soon as possible, even if that would make Harris the actual president during the stretch run of the campaign. Mace says, quote, "For years, it's been clear to the American people that President Biden was experiencing severe cognitive decline and was mentally unable of discharging the powers and duties of his office," end quote. Speaking of presidents and folks in the Lowcountry, who knows what might happen to the Bluffton man convicted in the January 6th insurrection if Donald Trump is elected president again. But for now, 26-year-old Tyler Dykes is headed for federal prison for nearly 5 years. It's one of the stiffest sentences handed down to any of the 27 South Carolinians arrested in the riot. Prosecutors had sought a 63-month sentence. Dykes' lawyers asked for 24 months. The judge in Washington, D.C. settled on 57 months. Dykes was arrested on a tip to the FBI. He had worn a neck gaiter over his face while he was at the Capitol. He was just a 21-year-old Marine when he allegedly grabbed a police riot shield from an officer and twice used that shield to push his way through police lines. He had earlier served time for his involvement in the Charlottesville rally back in 2017. New Beaufort County Administrator Michael Moore has been busy. He's already signed off on a new background check policy covering volunteer youth coaches, hoping to avoid instances like the recent arrest of 27-year-old Guy Frank Talley on human trafficking charges. The Charleston Post and Courier reports Talley had coached kids' teams in the county during the fall of 2022 and the spring of 23, though the specific sports or teams involved were not identified, and the charges cover activities after he coached. New Parks and Rec Director Eric Brown created the policy earlier in the year, and Moore has signed off on it since taking the county administrator's job July 1st. Volunteers will now have to pass a background check and have a photo ID they're supposed to wear while volunteering. How'd you like to go to work some morning, and while moving furniture around, you find a couple of bullet holes and even one of the bullets involved? Bluffton's Haverty's furniture store manager John Gamsky made that discovery a little more than a week ago, finding a hole in the wall and another one in a chest-style dresser, which also held the bullet in one of the dresser drawers. Further inspection found a couple of bullet holes in an exterior wall of the building and 3 9mm Luger shell casings. Nobody's sure when all of this happened. Police say the area between the store and the one next door had been a gathering place for folks who were just hanging out. For more details on these stories and other Lowcountry news, we invite you to visit the sources listed on your screen. So how's it look outside for the next few days? Lowcountry crawl space weather with Maria Soden.
Thanks, Bob. Yep, so taking a look ahead, as we continue to navigate hurricane season here in the Lowcountry, we are going to have another week of hot weather and thunderstorms. So taking a look at Tuesday, it's going to be cloudy with a thunderstorm in the afternoon and then more coming in the evening. Hilton's going to have a high 89, a low of 78. Bluffton's have a high 90, a low of 77. And Beaufort's have a high 91 and a low of 78. The sunrise for Tuesday is at 6:32 and sunset's going to be at 8:26. Taking a look at the tides, high tides will be 11:28 a.m. and low tides will be at 6:36 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week, Wednesday is going to be cloudy with a couple of thunderstorms and showers throughout the day and continuing on into the evening. Highs in the 90s, lows in the upper 70s. Then come Thursday, it's going to be sunny to partly cloudy with a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon and then more coming in the evening. Highs are going to be in the upper 80s, lows in the upper 70s. And then come Friday, we're supposed to see scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day and continuing into the evening. Highs are going to be in the upper 80s, lows in the upper 70s. That's it for your Lowcountry Crawl Spaces weather. Let's head it back to the desk.
Thanks, Maria. Still to come, we'll update you on a new Monopoly game coming to Hilton Head Island next spring. And we'll talk with Marcus Tanner about second helpings and their work helping folks get through this summer and into the fall. Stay with us.